Hello and welcome back to Thoughtfulness Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on April 11, 2023. This is a makeup video for the Missing Soul Search Sunday. I ended up going out for dinner and drinks with friends Sunday night and didn't get home until midnight. So I planned to do a makeup video yesterday, which was Monday, but then Music Monday took up longer than I thought it would, and I had to work at the martial arts studio in the evening. So I thought, well, we have to get this done today. So today, I want to revisit the topic of the art of communication. We have many Soul Search Sundays that cover this topic, from how to say it, when to say it, what not to say, how to listen, how to be a fun person, etc., etc. There's so much in the Soul Search Sunday series. I hope that it has been useful for some people out there. Today, I want to share with you another little bit of wisdom taken from ancient Chinese idiom. So there's two Chinese idioms that I'll share with you guys right now. One is uh, sickness go into your body from your mouth, and troubles are caused by your mouth or the words that come out of your mouth. Now, while it cannot be a blanket statement, it is very true when we think about how uh, realistic this is. Most of the time, when we get sick, why we get sick is because of something that goes into our mouth. Bad food, too much food, too little food, unhealthy food, food that is not cooked properly, or food that's contaminated, etc., etc. And then just take a second and think back through your life. How often, how many times have you gotten into a bad situation because of something you said? If you're like me, probably many times. Um, I have been accused by many people that I am too much into beating around the bush, and I am too diplomatic. I don't ever let people know where I stand, what my position is on religion or politics and stuff like that. But believe it or not, to my own people, the Chinese people that I grew up with, uh, I am considered blunt and uncouth and brutally honest and uh, no class and rude. Uh, so yeah, I am definitely not one of the more artsy, diplomatic people among my own people. We live in a world right now where a lot of people think the only way, the best way to communicate is to say everything that's on your mind loudly, with force, with passion, with a lot of word, with great volume. But that is not really communicating. That is you venting. That is you shouting out what makes you happy. Uh, True art of communicating is that everyone in this conversation understand and it's okay with the result. It's fine to disagree, but you have to be uh, okay, happy, uh, still be friend afterward, which is what leads us to the second idiom I'm going to share with you guys today, and it's our main topic. Whenever you express yourself, stop at 30%. Whenever you express yourself, stop at 30%. I know. Some people say, Johnny Tiger, you're so long-winded, you don't even know how to stop at 30%, do you? Believe it or not, even though a lot of these episodes are really long and wordy, this is my 30%. I'm joking. I'm really not that good at stopping at 30%. I wish I was. Because this is such a sage advice. A lot of time, we are not saying that speaking your mind is bad. We're not saying that being honest is bad. But sometimes there's a line in which when you cross, well, it's too much. When you say too much, it's just like food, just like alcohol. A little bit or the right amount is great, but when it's too much, then it's too much. Now it's bad. Words are the same way. Let me start by giving you guys an old little uh, tale, little story that goes with this idiom. The story goes a long time ago, there's a very rich millionaire living in a village. One night, this millionaire's fence, he had a beautiful tall fence surrounding his house. That night, it was really windy, and the wind blew down a section of his fence. Next day, the millionaire got really busy, and he forgot to repair the fence. The day after, he started looking for workmen to come fix his fence, but no one was available. By the third day, the millionaire's son said to him, "Dad, we really need to get this fence fixed, otherwise the burglars may come in." And purely by coincidence, that same afternoon, his next door neighbor said to him, "Hey dude, did you know your fence is broken? You really need to get that repaired, man. If you don't get that repaired, God, look at all the money you have. If I was a burglar, I'd come and steal you blind." And true to their word, that very same night, burglars broke into the house and took a lot of valuable goods. Next day, the millionaire uh, took his neighbor to court. They went to the magistrate and he wanted to sue his neighbor for being the burglar. When the magistrate asked the millionaire, "Why do you think your next door neighbor is a burglar?" He said, "My son just finished telling me that if I don't get this fence fixed, burglars may come in, and this guy tell me if he was a burglar, he's going to steal me blind. So obviously he's a burglar. Obviously he's a burglar." Now we don't know how this trial ended, but this is a good example. The neighbor said too much. The neighbor should have just stopped at, "Hey, did you know your fence is broken? Maybe you should get that fixed." Yeah, just stop there. Because when you add on that last little bit, if I was a burglar, I'm going to rob you blind. I'm going to steal you blind. It's create unnecessary suspicion and bad feeling that will come back and bite you on the butt later. Um, I believe a long time ago, I even told you guys a story of a man who pointed out that someone else's product was bad and ended up causing that person to not have medication, money to get medication for his mom, and then that person ended up coming back for revenge and and both of them died in the end. A lot of these stories illustrate that sometimes when you can say as little as you can, say as little as you can. Okay, we are not promoting dishonesty. We are not promoting people not speaking their mind because, yeah, I do believe there should be freedom of speech, but understand that there's a line that you probably don't want to cross because when you cross that line, when you lay everything on the table, sometimes things will come back and bite you, even though your intention was good. I'm going to share with you, I probably did talk about this before, a real life experience similar to this. When I was a teenager, and my sister was going through a period of time where she was very dramatic. Every time she's sad, every time she's pissed off, every time someone disobeyed her or didn't want to do things her way, she threatened to kill herself. And so one day, my parents called me into their bedroom and asked me, "So, what do you think of your sister saying she's going to kill herself?" What I didn't know at the time because I was totally blind. I am totally blind, so I didn't see my sister standing right there in the room. I totally got set up for this one, and I didn't even know it. So I said everything that was on my mind. I said, she's just being a drama queen. She's not going to kill herself. Just watch. Tell her to go ahead. She's not going to kill herself. She doesn't have the nerve." And that angered and shamed my sister so much that she went down to the kitchen, grabbed a kitchen knife, and really tried to kill herself. I felt really, really bad about that. And I felt so angry that I got set up that way. Um, but if there's one lesson that I learned, and this was a hard way to learn this lesson, but a valuable lesson, is when you don't know what's going on, when there may be hidden treacheries or details that you're not privy to, don't say everything that's on your mind. Just keep it short. If I was smarter, if I was the person I am today, if I was wiser, I would have said, well, she is going through a lot. There's a lot of pressure. So, I mean, I don't think she's really going to kill herself, but maybe we should go easy on her just in case. That's what I should have said. But I, I, I thought everyone wanted my honest opinion, so I gave my honest opinion and almost led to a tragedy. So again, it's such a small detail in communication, but always keep in the back of your mind you might want to cut your sentence short and only say 30% of what's on your mind because you never know who's listening, what may turn out to be a bad thing to say further down the road. Thank you for checking out this episode. I'll be back again in a little bit for Tactical Tuesday.